Today is another fabulous day on the Just Own You Summit, and we have Michelle Gifford. You know how you meet people and you're like, you do this, this, and this, and this? She's one of those people that she's probably done it all. She's a brand strategist, marketing expert. She's got it all, literally. She's worked with Marco Polo, Cakes by Courtney, which we all love. She's adorable. I just love to watch her cake videos. Don't miss this. She's shared stages with people such as Rachel Hollis, Nicole Waters. So she's done the whole gamut, people. If you have a business question, you ask Michelle because she's going to guide you in the right direction. And she started this when her oldest was a baby. So she's been at it a long time. So I'm so glad that she is with us today to share all of her wisdom on maybe you want to start a business, but you don't even know where to begin. Thanks, Michelle.
Hey, that was so nice. Thanks, Jessica. It's so good to be here. This is so fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, truth is truth, nice or nice. It really is. That's how Michelle is. She's good. She's good. One of the things I love that you go by is God is calling women everywhere to stand out, speak out, and to start movements and business. You say that, and I love that because this is the best time to start these movements because we've never had this opportunity in any other time in history to do such a thing. So the fact that that's your calling, I love it. Where do we begin though? Tell me how you even began your journey so they get a little bit of backstory.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So I have been doing this 14 and a half years. I can mark it because that is when my oldest was born. And so I had to quit my job I worked at a city PR, at a city for their PR. Yeah. And then my husband went to medical school. I went along, I was 6 months pregnant, and I kind of was sad. I was so sad because I'm a goer, I'm a doer. I like to do things, create and build and all these things. And I didn't want to get a job because I was going to have a baby in 3 months. And so I was like, what can I do? And I have sewn all my life. My mom taught me, how to sew. And I started an Etsy shop, and I started making little girl hats and then little girl dresses. That was the beginning. That was 14 and a half years ago. Since then, this is going to be a very quick, pretend that we're going to condense this 14 years into 30 seconds. Yeah. So I started doing that, which led me to photography because I've always loved photography, but I knew that if I wanted to charge premium prices, I had to do better pictures of my products. So I started getting into photography, and that was actually, I loved that so much. And then that turned me to a photography business. And became like a nationally recognized photographer. We're in the magazines. And then I started a photography nonprofit. And that was like global. It was awesome. And we did quarterly magazines, and it was amazing and beautiful. And then that led me to teaching business to photographers, because that is actually my real passion, is business. Because of what you said before, I think we have so many opportunities now more than ever. And then that led me to what I do now, which is I'm a business strategist and marketing expert, which means that I help business figure out how to talk and speak directly to their people so that they can more effectively get their message across, that they can sell their amazing products that are life-changing. I just really firmly believe that we have so many people out there who have these life-changing ideas that would really help a lot of people, but they don't know how to communicate effectively, and they don't know how to use the online tools that we've been given to get their message out there. And so that's what I do, is I help them do that. And then I have a content agency where I work with these amazing businesses and I help them come up with a strategy. And then I have a team that will blog, do email marketing, Pinterest, and social media for them so that they can do like Cake by Courtney, do what she loves, right? Create all those recipes and things like that. So that was a 14 years in 2 minutes.
And it was good. It was good. So what the mamas are saying is, okay, Michelle, where do I begin? So I have an idea, but how do I even start? Because a lot of times people get so overwhelmed, they never begin.
Oh, absolutely. So the first thing I want you to know is you can just start. If you learn anything from my journey, is I started where I was, which back then there was like, I know dating myself, but 14 years ago, there wasn't Instagram
Mm-mm.
and Etsy was very new. Like it was kind of and buying things online was pretty new. And so anyway, I think you just have to start. So for you, your start is not going to be the same as mine because you have the Instagram. But like, how amazing is it that you can start with, you can say, hey, I'm going to start a business, and you can open an account on Instagram for free and you could sell stuff today, right? So if you are just starting out, I want you to just commit to me. I'm
Love
going to
it.
give you a lot of information, but I just want you to take that next step. So to figure out what it is you need to do to start that business. We get really hung up in the like, well, if I get too big, then people might not like me and it's going to change myself and people are going to judge me. And we jump like 10 years into the future and start like borrowing trouble from a future that actually isn't going to happen.
Oh yeah.
So, so let's like, let's push that out of our minds and say, what can I do today? So, whatever your product is, whatever you're thinking about, I want you to remember that you are going to solve one problem for one person. Okay.
I love that.
One problem for one person. So this comes from my friend Veronica. She says this a lot, but she says that one problem, one person means that you are going to really get to know who that one person is that you're solving a problem for. And whatever you do, if you're blogging, if you're doing a YouTube channel, if you're doing Instagram, you're going to speak to that one person. And that can feel really scary because we're like, hey, we want to talk to everyone, right?
Mhm.
We want more than one person. We need more than one person to buy all of our stuff. And the truth is if you speak to everyone, you speak to no one, right? So you have to speak to that one person, get to know them. Maybe it's an actual friend that you think about every time you post on Instagram. But if you can niche down, that's what this is called, is niching or niching down, is finding that one person and then speaking directly to them, you are going to start attracting people very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And if you focus on one problem, that's even better.
Right.
One of my clients is Barb from Sweet Mac Shop, and we helped her like get her website up and things. And in a year, she went from zero, she had zero, to I think she's probably at like 14 or 15,000. It's been just over a year. And it's because she showed up every day and taught people how to make macarons. Like that's all she did. And because
Wow.
that's all she did. And she knew her audience. She's fun and she's entertaining and quirky and the best. And she showed up as her and served her audience in that way. And she's grown very quickly. And so if you want to grow fast, that is the secret, is to find that one person, that one problem, and just serve, serve, serve.
Oh, I love that. So when they're like, okay, I have this idea, Michelle said, okay, start the Instagram. And this one woman did that. Do you actually do? So they had 14,000 followers. Does that equate to money? Because a lot of times people think if they have a lot of followers, there's a lot of myths. So can you break the myths with the followers and money and things like that?
Yeah. So one of the things that I would begin with is okay, the myth is that you have 1 million followers, you make $1 million. That's not true. Money and followers do not equal each other. And I would recommend figuring out how you're going to monetize that following at the beginning. So that there are different ways that you can make money. Okay, let's talk about those. Okay, we can have a physical product. Physical product is great, but because you can hold it, people can take pictures of it. I mean, I have my Stanley drinking cup. Like this is a great product, but the amount of money it takes to have this product made and distributed is a lot. So you either are going to spend a lot of money on that product or a lot of time. So for me, I started with a physical product, little baby hats. They were not a lot to make, but they were a lot of time to make. So physical products are good, but there's a lot of investment in them. You also have digital products. I think everyone should try to have a digital product because You can make them once and sell them a million times, and that's it. So digital, physical, and you can sell your influence. So if influencers, they are making money by getting other people to buy products they recommend, right? So they have affiliate links. So this is great because you don't have to have a product, but you do have to have a large following or people who will buy the product that you recommend. And then you can have services. So I've been a photographer, that's a service. I have a digital creation agency, that's a service. So I would always, as you're beginning, think, I don't just want to be popular, I want to be profitable.
Mm.
So start with that thought in your mind, is how can I set my audience up expecting to eventually pay me? Because I see this all the time with people who just start and they're like, well, I just want 10,000 followers so I can have the swipe up feature. And they don't realize that they're training their audience for free, like to just expect free things all the time. But
Mm.
is there a way that you can say, okay, this is how I'm going to make money. I'm going to choose one or two or three or four. I've used all of those products. How am I going to start using those at the beginning to actually make money?
That is so good. Oh my goodness. So if they're going to do the Instagram thing, how do they even begin to grow it? So they're like, okay, I'm going to figure out what I want to do, how I'm going to sell it. How do I actually grow it so that people will buy it?
Yeah. So Instagram. So first of all, Instagram is becoming more like a search engine. So you have to remember that. So if you are let's go back to Barb. She chose one person, one problem, and she showed up consistently every day and she served that person. And when you do that, you're very clear on who your audience is and you're very giving in the content you create. You're going to start growing. But so that's the easy answer.
Mm.
But let's talk about what's happening right now. Instagram's head man, he came out and said that Instagram is not going to be a photo only app anymore. Now we kind of know that, we've seen it happening, but
Mm-hmm.
he came out and deliberately said that. So this means that we're going to do reels even if you don't want to. You
Mm.
don't have to dance, but Reels actually has its own algorithm separate from your feed and your stories, which is an interesting thing. And the key difference between these algorithms is that your feed and your stories are only shown to people who follow you, but your Reels are shown to people who don't follow you but are interested in the same type of content that you're creating. So if you think about that, that's huge because we are not just waiting on people to follow us to see our content. We can show up and consistently create um, content about Macs, right? Macarons. And Instagram's like going to say, oh, this person doesn't follow Barb from Sweet Mac Shop, but she likes watching Mac reels, right? Reels about making Macs. And so, oh, I bet she'll like Barb's content. And so they'll put Barb's content into their feed. So that's an interesting thing. So start using reels. They also just came out with, they're doing a lot of effort on making it easy for creators to make money with like videos and lives and things like that. So they've added badges on Instagram lives where your viewers can actually donate to you, can pay you for going live. It's very interesting. So they are turning from video. They want more video. They want you to go live. They want you to do reels. They want you to do IGTVs because that's the way consumers are pushing it. Consumers want video. They last longer. The whole goal of Instagram is to stay there,
Yeah.
is to stay there. And people will watch a video that's a minute and just swipe through a post.
True. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious, people. I hope you took a page full of notes like, oh, I know how to do this. And then if you don't, go follow Michelle and she knows how to do it. Well, then some moms right now might be like, okay, wait a minute. I'm already getting a little overwhelmed. Can I even really do this? Can I make this happen? Can I make money while I'm making videos and doing this, etc.? And they stop themselves. So, what do you say when they're like, okay, great, thanks for telling me all that. Can I do this though? Is it really going to work?
Here is the deal. Yes, you can do this. I've seen it over and over and over again. And you have to realize that, to me, I look at Instagram as the best place for me to test out ideas. It's just like this awesome testing ground that I get to have real time feedback from my audience. And sometimes that feedback looks like not very many people liked my post, or not many people shared my post. And I mean, that's fine, because then I say, okay, what my audience really needs is this type of post that they like and share and stuff. And
Mhm.
so, can you really do this? Absolutely. If you feel that that burning inside of you that says you have to do this, then you have to do this. And is the road straight? No. Is it smooth? No. Is it bumpy? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it leads you to where you need to be. Now, I'm a much better person than I would have ever been had I not started on this business journey. And so, can you do this? Absolutely. And what I would do is what I said at the very beginning is, you're going to just take a step. So
Yeah.
maybe you're like, you know what? I hear you with the live videos. I hear you with the reels, but that scares me. I'm just going to post today. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm just going to tell you, when you hear things from me, I'm going to tell you the latest things that,
Yeah.
because of the strategy, because I'm a strategist.
Yes.
So I'm going to say, this is the strategy that is working because this is what Instagram is telling us. But you have to get to know yourself, because I know people, I mean, like, you can look at all, like, state all the rules of Instagram. Like, I saw someone say, you cannot grow by only posting stories. I saw someone, like an Instagram expert, say that, because if you look at the facts are that only people follow you watch your stories. But do we all know Sharon says so? Absolutely. And where does she post? Almost exclusively in her stories. And
Mhm.
it's because she has shown up, added so much value to her audience, and she's decided that stories are her ticket. So figure out what works for you. I'm going to tell you what, like, Instagram is saying, but only you can figure out what works for you as a person, and what your audience is going to love, and how you can best serve your audience. So you can do it.
No, yeah, right. Now, when you're building a brand, do you say like to start in a specific area? Because we've got social media, we've got emails, we've got all of these different facets, and that's where I see a lot of women go, I don't know which one I should focus on because I've got to send emails, I've got to build that list, I've got to do the social media, I've got to show up for network marketing live, and yada, yada. What do I do?
Yeah. So can I share my screen with you guys for a
Yes.
second? So I'm going to show you. This is what I'm going to show you. This is my Michelle's iceberg principle. And I want to show you the whole gamut. So you look at the big picture. And then
Mhm.
I want to walk you through how to choose what your next step is. Does that sound okay? Okay.
Fabulous.
Okay. Awesome. I cleaned up all my tabs so that you didn't have to see all of my stuff.
It's all good.
Okay, so here we are. This is my iceberg principle. So a lot of people really focus here on the content, right? Everyone's focusing on creating YouTube, podcast, blog. That's the stuff that people see. All right, people see that, and so that's what we focus on.
Yeah.
But if we come down here, and we already talked about this a bit, but who we have to start here. The base, the foundation is always going to be, who are we? Who do we serve? What's our messaging? And how do we serve our people in an unforgettable way? So this is our brand. Now, a little moment here. Let's stop for a second. I just want you to start with your brand as you know it now. My brand has completely evolved, and even every couple months I look at my audience and say, what do they actually need? And
Mm.
so as you start with your brand, you're going to get narrower and narrower with your brand, but just start where you know, and then refine as you go. Oh, that rhymed. I need to write that down.
I love it.
And then here we have our next step is our customer journey map. Now, this is where I talked about having, like, knowing going in exactly how you're going to make money. So you have a sad person over here. That's your customer, right? And over here, you have a solution, right? You have a solution to their problem. So how are you going to take them from being sad to being happy? And just knowing what that customer journey looks like. So first, they're going to find me on Instagram because I am doing lives about how to take care of plants. I don't know what your niche is, right? But think about that. And then from there, I'm going to give them something free so they can get on my email list. And then I have a little intro offer that they could buy to really like get their, take their plant care to the next level. And then I have coaching that I coach them how to be good plant parents. I don't know. Okay. So do I know where I'm taking my person? That's the customer journey map. Then we have our email list. Can we get people on our email list? Why do we need to get people on our email list? Because we actually own the emails on that list. So Instagram, and I've seen it more than once. I love Instagram, but it is not your platform. You do not own your followers. Instagram changes its mind all the time, obviously. And it changes, it just changes all the time. But your email list is yours and you get to keep it. So I do recommend having an email list. And then from there, you're going to build your website. Your website is your home base. It's where you are going to show up and people can go and find your products easily and be legit. And then you have your content strategy. Your content strategy is going to be like, okay, I'm not just going to show up and create content on Instagram, because a lot of people, that's, what they're doing. They're like, well, I'm just going to create content to create content. But how can we build this strategy that makes sense, that leads people from being sad to being happy and buys our product in the process? Okay. And then we have the content that you actually create. So this is the whole picture. Don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Don't feel overwhelmed. And the reason why I don't want you to feel overwhelmed is that you can start at any point on this and just get really good at that and then build the rest, the foundation as you go. Okay. So it's okay. So, okay, I'm going to stop sharing your screen. Okay, so I just want you to say, now I have the big picture of what a successful business looks like. Where am I right now? And what is my next step to build that pyramid? So it's not just a little ice cube floating in the ocean, but it's like, it is an iceberg that, like, if someone ran into it, they'd feel it, right?
Yeah. I love that. I love the steps, the tiers. One thing I absolutely recommend is, if you don't have somebody helping you or doing it, is get somebody to help you. The thing about business is you can get overwhelmed, and you can also lose a little bit of that accountability if you don't have somebody like Michelle on your team, because business coaches are so worth it. You get rid of that headache. Oh my word. I know this. Trying to do it on your own, you'll get there, but with a lot of headache. So
yeah, absolutely. And I actually have a coaching group. So for people who are kind of new and starting out, or are starting out and taking the next level, because like one-on-one coaching can be really expensive. And when you're just starting out, you might not have the funds. Yeah. And so group coaching might be exactly what you need.
Yes, so true. So tell us about the quiz that you're giving them, so they can
absolutely
peek how they're doing.
So if you're not sure what your next step is, I have a quiz, and we'll leave a link, but it's imichellegifford.com/built-to-last quiz. And that is going to just help you figure out where you are in your business journey. And then depending on your answers, you are going to get like some podcasts or some freebies or some courses that I recommend you taking next, so that you're not just like floundering and like, what do I do next? Nope. I have the tools for you that you can take now. You can figure out where you are and then start listening to those podcasts and say, oh, okay, I can do this.
Oh man, perfect, right? Because then you don't have that misstep of, okay, I did that. Where do I go from here? So click the link below. I'll put that here. You'll put your name, email in, and then Michelle will send that quiz right over to you. So click the link below. And then you're also giving them a freebie, not a freebie, excuse me, a coupon to one of your courses that you offer. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
Yeah, actually, any course you want.
Okay. I didn't know that.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I have a blogging, email, and Pinterest course, and by September I'll have an Instagram course. So I have all of these courses, and so I'm going to just give you $100 off, so you can just own you 100, and that will be the coupon code. Because here is the thing: you can flounder for a long time trying to figure out these things, and you don't have to. Like, you could literally take a course, and I could walk you through exactly what to do, and you're going to pay for your knowledge one way or the other, right? Whether with your time or with a little bit of money. So these courses are to accelerate your learning, and so that you can move on to the stuff that you love to do the most.
Absolutely. What would be your final words for them? Like, think back when you first started. Like, what would be that advice that you'd be like, somebody just tell me, help me. For that mom that's you, but 14 years ago, but now they're in that position. What should they do? How should I go, Michelle?
Well, let's see. There's a lot I could tell you. First of all, I just want to tell you some advice that I want you to hear. I have 5 kids, and they're awesome. They're awesome. My business did not ruin my kids. I want you to feel that. Okay. I just want you to feel that. And are my kids perfect? No, I'm never, but I just want you to feel that. Okay. Your
Love
business
that.
is not going to ruin your kids. Your business is going to make you a better mom, maybe, if you let it. Yep. And expect to be surprised. Now, I feel like my business has been a God-led journey for me.
Yeah.
And I would have never dreamed. I'm working with Marco Polo. They have a new app called Channels, which is what my coaching group is. I use it with. And I am working, like, I just had a pinch me moment where I was like, I am working with Marco Polo, and I've helped with strategy, like, and we're strategizing how to launch that course. And I mean, the product. And anyway, I've been working with them. I just thought, oh my word, I had no idea that this could happen, right?
Yeah.
Is it if I just took that first step. And so I want you to just know that saying yes to this, just like saying yes to that next step of your business, is going to open you up to learn the things that you need to, and be able to serve and have like these surprising moments where, like, oh my word, I get to do this because I said yes 14 and a half years ago, and I kept saying yes, and I changed and I pivoted. I mean, my business does not look any kind of the same as it did when I started. But just expect that it's going to change, and it's not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
Absolutely. Where can they find you, Michelle? All your handles.
Yeah, absolutely. So come find me on Instagram. So you can find me at I am Michelle Gifford, and you can find me at IamMichelleGifford.com. If you're interested in like agency stuff where you want me to build your brand, we'll build your website and get your brand messaging down. You can find us at Michelle Gifford Creative on Instagram and online. But we'd love, if you're a YouTube person, I have a podcast.
Oh, yay!
Come listen.
Michelle has it all. So go follow her, go get the nuggets, get the free quiz though, for sure. So you kind of have a direction on what you're doing, what you need to do. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing all of this, helping us start this vision for these women. And I can't wait to see what they create.
It's going to be good, you guys. We need you.
That's right. Thank you.